Welcome to MaxLife Man, your essential YouTube channel, expertly led by our top expert, Dr. Sterling Thorne. Dr. Thorne and his top team from the prestigious Evergreen Peaks Institute bring years of dedicated research and hands-on experience in men's health. We deliver insightful, heartfelt podcasts designed to optimize your health and unlock your best self. Gentlemen, let's begin with a gentle shock. You've been told for years that your health fades with age, that your brain slows, your body weakens, and that there's nothing you can do about it. But neuroscience tells a very different story. Every moment, your nervous system is alive, waiting for the right signals to rebuild strength, sharpen focus, and restore vitality. And men like you still hold the keys. Now, before we go deeper, let me ask you to do something simple but powerful. Hit that like button. Not just for us, for you. Because here's the truth. Every like sends a signal to the algorithm that men's health deserves to be heard. But more than that, every man who taps like is making a declaration, a choice. And I'll tell you this, those who choose it often find life responds with more than clicks. More clarity, more joy, better health, even a touch of good fortune. Try it, and you might be surprised at what the universe delivers back. And speaking of the universe, let's talk about the one inside your body. Testosterone. For most men, that single word carries weight. It shapes your energy, your drive, your strength, even how present you feel with the people you love. Yet after 50, most men are told to simply accept its decline. But science, especially the latest findings from neuroscience and endocrinology, tells us there are natural ways to protect it, even restore it. Today, we'll uncover how your brain, your circulation, and your daily habits can keep that inner engine alive. Why men over 50 struggle more than they realize. Gentlemen, let's be honest. After 50, most men feel changes they can't quite explain. Energy doesn't last the way it used to. Sleep feels broken. Mornings aren't sharp, and evenings drag heavier than they should. Some men notice their waistline grows while their patience shortens. Others notice something more private. Desire fades, stamina weakens, and the spark that once felt endless now flickers. And yet, too many brush it off as just age. But the science is clear. Much of this isn't inevitable decline. It's biology responding to signals you can influence. Studies published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism confirm that testosterone drops about 1% each year after age 40. But lifestyle factors, stress, sleep, exercise, even light exposure, can speed up or slow down that decline dramatically. The nervous system is at the center of it all, constantly deciding whether to run in growth and repair mode or breakdown and fatigue mode. Here's where I want to hear from you. If you're over 50, what's been the biggest change you've noticed in your daily life? Energy, sleep, or drive? Leave it in the comments, even just a word. Because when you share, you're not just helping yourself, you're helping thousands of other men realize they are not alone. And this leads us to a deeper question. If your body is signaling fatigue and decline, what exactly is pulling those strings inside? Your nervous system, the silent commander. Every man has felt it. That invisible force that decides whether you rise strong or collapse in exhaustion. That force is your nervous system. It is the silent commander of your body, shaping your heartbeat, your breath, your focus, even the hormones that define your masculinity. Think of it this way. Your nervous system is the switchboard that decides whether your body should fight, recover, or grow. When it's balanced, blood flows freely, testosterone signals strongly, and sleep restores you like a reset button. But when it's overwhelmed by stress, poor sleep, bad diet, it pulls you into survival mode. And in survival mode, your body saves you for the short term but slowly drains your long-term vitality. Harvard Health Publishing has shown that chronic stress alone can suppress testosterone and impair circulation, making fatigue and poor performance feel permanent. But they are not. The switchboard can be rewired. Now, let me flip the script and ask you, do you ever notice how quickly your body reacts in moments of stress? Tight chest, shallow breath, restless mind. That's your nervous system firing in real time. Comment yes if you felt it recently. You'll be surprised how many other men nod along with you. And here's the fascinating twist. Leading neuroscientists, including Dr. Andrew Huberman from Stanford, are proving that simple tools, light, breath, focus can give you back control of that switchboard, which means decline isn't destiny. It's simply miscommunication inside your own body. Huberman's groundbreaking findings. When it comes to bridging hard science with real life, few voices are as trusted today as Dr. Andrew Huberman, a neuroscientist at Stanford. His lab has done more than just publish papers. It has given men like you and me a map to understand the body we live in. Take one example, Dr. Huberman's research on light exposure. He's shown that getting natural sunlight in the first hour of the morning doesn't just wake you up. It resets the circadian rhythm, boosts dopamine, and helps regulate testosterone. Cell reports published data confirming that early light anchors your nervous system, giving your brain a signal of strength and stability that carries throughout the day. Another area, breath work. Huberman's lab has documented how specific breathing patterns, like cyclic sighing, can lower cortisol levels in minutes. That's not theory, that's measured in human subjects. And Harvard Medical School has echoed this, pointing out that stress reduction through breath can directly protect cardiovascular health and even support sexual function. Here's where it matters for you. These aren't abstract lab findings. They're tools you can put in your pocket today. No prescriptions, no waiting lists. Just understanding how your nervous system is wired and then flipping the right switches. Now let me ask you, if one small habit, like stepping outside for 5 minutes of sunlight tomorrow morning, could sharpen your energy all day, would you try it? Drop a quick yes in the comments. You might be surprised how many men are already testing this for themselves. And this brings us to the core issue every man cares about but few talk openly, how the brain, circulation, and hormones, especially testosterone, are woven together in ways that decide not only your health but your sense of manhood itself. Testosterone, drive, and aging. Gentlemen, let's speak plainly. Testosterone is not just a number on a blood test. It's the current that runs through your mind and body. It fuels your energy, your drive to achieve, your ability to recover, and yes, your desire. After 50, most men see their levels drop steadily. The Journal of Urology reports that by age 60, nearly 20% of men experience clinically low testosterone. But here's the truth. The number itself is not the full story. It's how your nervous system interprets and uses that signal. A balanced system can amplify even modest testosterone into vitality. A stressed, burned-out system can squander high levels into fatigue and disinterest. Think back, when you were younger, testosterone wasn't just about sex. It was about waking up ready, pushing harder in work, feeling present with your family. That's the drive men miss when they say, "I don't feel like myself anymore." And neuroscience shows us this isn't a one-way street. Exercise, especially resistance training, sleep quality, and even morning light exposure, as Huberman's lab has confirmed, can support testosterone naturally. Now let me flip the question. Have you ever had your testosterone checked? And if so, did the number really reflect how you felt as a man? Drop a comment. Yes, if you've been tested. No, if not. You'll be amazed how many men quietly wonder the same thing. Because here's the reality. Testosterone is not destiny. It's a dialogue between your brain, your circulation, and your lifestyle, and that dialogue can be reshaped even in your 60s or 70s. Which leads us naturally to the next force every man must master, the lifeblood that carries oxygen, nutrients, and hormones to every cell, your circulation. Testosterone, drive, and aging. Gentlemen, let's speak plainly. Testosterone is not just a number on a blood test. It's the current that runs through your mind and body. It fuels your energy, your drive to achieve, your ability to recover, and yes, your desire. After 50, most men see their levels drop steadily. The Journal of Urology reports that by age 60, nearly 20% of men experience clinically low testosterone. But here's the truth. The number itself is not the full story. It's how your nervous system interprets and uses that signal. A balanced system can amplify even modest testosterone into vitality. A stressed, burned-out system can squander high levels into fatigue and disinterest. Think back, when you were younger, testosterone wasn't just about sex. It was about waking up ready, pushing harder in work, feeling present with your family. That's the drive men miss when they say, "I don't feel like myself anymore." And neuroscience shows us this isn't a one-way street. Exercise, especially resistance training, sleep quality, and even morning light exposure, as Huberman's lab has confirmed, can support testosterone naturally. Now let me flip the question. Have you ever had your testosterone checked? And if so, did the number really reflect how you felt as a man? Drop a comment. Yes, if you've been tested. No, if not. You'll be amazed how many men quietly wonder the same thing. Because here's the reality, testosterone is not destiny. It's a dialogue between your brain, your circulation, and your lifestyle, and that dialogue can be reshaped even in your 60s or 70s. Which leads us naturally to the next force every man must master, the lifeblood that carries oxygen, nutrients, and hormones to every cell, your circulation. Circulation and nitric oxide, the engine of vitality. If testosterone is the spark, then circulation is the fuel line. Without strong blood flow, even the best hormone signals never reach their target. And circulation is not just about the heart. It's about every vessel, every capillary, every pathway carrying oxygen, nutrients, and hormones to your muscles, brain, and yes, your manhood. Here's the fascinating part. One tiny molecule, nitric oxide, acts like the master key. It relaxes blood vessels, opens the highways of circulation, and allows life itself to flow freely. The discovery of nitric oxide's role in vascular health was so groundbreaking it won the Nobel Prize in 1998. Since then, studies in circulation research and the New England Journal of Medicine have shown that when nitric oxide levels decline, as they naturally do with age, men experience fatigue, brain fog, and sexual dysfunction long before they look old. But here's the hope. Nitric oxide can be restored. Leafy greens, beets, regular movement, and even deep nasal breathing all boost it. In fact, Stanford researchers demonstrated that just a few minutes of controlled breathing can measurably increase nitric oxide output, improving both oxygen delivery and vascular tone. Let me ask you directly, have you noticed how your hands or feet feel colder than they used to? Or how recovery after exercise takes longer? Those are circulation signals. Comment yes if that sounds familiar. You'll realize you're not the only one. Thousands of men notice these early warnings but never connect them to their vitality. And here's where it all ties together. Your nervous system controls circulation, nitric oxide empowers it, and testosterone thrives because of it. These systems don't work in isolation, they're partners in a single dance, which sets the stage for the next crucial player, sleep, the quiet architect that rebuilds every one of these systems overnight. Sleep as neurorepair. Gentlemen, if circulation is the engine, then sleep is the workshop where every broken part is repaired. Without deep, restorative sleep, your nervous system never resets. Your testosterone never rises to its morning peak, and your blood vessels never fully recover. Neuroscience is crystal clear on this. A study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association showed that just 1 week of restricted sleep, cutting men down to 5 hours a night, reduced testosterone levels by nearly 15%. That's the difference between a man in his prime and a man decades older, all because of missed rest. Sleep isn't passive, it's active neurorepair. During slow-wave sleep, your brain flushes toxins through the glymphatic system, circulation redistributes nutrients, and your nervous system shifts from fight and flight into rest and rebuild. Dr. Andrew Huberman himself emphasizes that consistent sleep timing is one of the most powerful tools men have to maintain vitality, hormone balance, and cognitive sharpness. Now, let me turn it back to you. How many hours did you actually sleep last night? 5, 6, or 7? Be honest. Drop your number in the comments. You might be shocked at how many other men are wrestling with the same question. Here's the good news. This isn't out of your control. Regular light exposure in the morning, cutting caffeine in the afternoon, and practicing controlled breathing at night can all rewire your nervous system to sleep deeply again. And when you sleep better, every other system, circulation, hormones, energy, falls back in line, which takes us straight into real life, because theory means nothing if men like you aren't turning it into practice. So let's hear the story of one man who reclaimed. Case story, a patient's turning point. I want to tell you about Martin, a 62-year-old man who walked into my office looking defeated. He wasn't sick in the way medicine usually defines sickness. No major diagnoses, no dramatic emergencies. But he was tired, bone-deep tired. He told me, "Doc, I feel like I'm fading out of my own life. My energy's gone, my sleep is broken, and my wife says I'm not the same man she married." At first glance, you might say that's just aging, but when we looked closer, the picture was clear. His nervous system was stuck in survival mode, shallow breathing, restless nights, erratic circulation. His testosterone was borderline low, and his nitric oxide levels, measured through vascular tests, were far below average for his age. Here's the turning point. Instead of prescriptions, we started simple: morning light for 10 minutes, breathing practice before bed, 2 strength sessions a week, nothing heroic. And he committed to it, not perfectly, but consistently. 6 weeks later, Martin came back and sat across from me with a grin I hadn't seen before. He said, "I don't feel 20 again, but I feel like me again." His energy rose, his sleep normalized, and his wife noticed intimacy returning. The science backed it up too. Blood work showed improved hormone balance, and his vascular tone had strengthened. Gentlemen, I share this not as an exception, but as proof. Your biology is waiting to respond. And when you act, even with small daily steps, the nervous system rewires, circulation heals, hormones reset, and life feels possible again. Now let me ask you, if a man in his 60s could turn the tide with just a few daily practices, what's stopping you from trying one of them tonight? Write in the comments which one you'd start with: light, breath, or movement. And this brings us perfectly into something practical for all of us, tools you can begin using right now without waiting for another doctor's visit. Daily tools you can start today. Gentlemen, science is only useful when it becomes action. And the truth is, you don't need a prescription or a laboratory to begin turning the tide. You just need small, repeatable tools that rewire your nervous system, support circulation, and protect your hormones. Tool #1, morning light. Step outside within the first hour after waking. No sunglasses, just a few minutes of natural light in your eyes. Stanford's Huberman lab has shown this anchors your circadian rhythm, boosts dopamine, and sets up your testosterone for its natural morning peak. Tool #2, breath before bed. Try 2 minutes of cyclic sighing. Inhale through the nose, another quick sip of air, then exhale slowly through the mouth. A 2023 study in Cell Reports Medicine found this lowers cortisol faster than meditation, preparing your body for deeper sleep and better hormone recovery. Tool #3, resistance training. Twice a week, push some weight. You don't need to be a bodybuilder. Harvard Health Publishing confirms even light resistance training in older men increases insulin sensitivity, boosts circulation, and raises free testosterone levels. Tool #4, beets and greens. Add a serving of spinach or beetroot daily. These foods are natural nitric oxide boosters, documented in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, and they directly improve vascular function. That means better stamina, sharper focus, and yes, stronger performance in the bedroom. Now let me turn it to you. If you had to pick just one of these tools to start tonight or tomorrow morning, which would it be? Light, breath, movement, or food? Drop it in the comments. I'll be checking, and you'll see you're not alone in choosing small but powerful steps. Because here's the reality. These aren't hacks, they are habits. And stacked together, they shift your biology from decline to vitality. which sets the stage for something just as important, hearing directly from men like you. The questions, the doubts, and the breakthroughs you share form the heart of this journey. Q and a from viewers. Let's pause for a moment because this podcast isn't just me talking, it's a conversation with you. Over the past weeks, I've read your comments, and I want to bring some of them right here. One man wrote, "Doc, I'm 67, is it too late to rebuild circulation?" Here's my answer, absolutely not. Research in the Journal of Applied Physiology shows men in their 70s who began light walking and resistance training improved blood vessel flexibility within just 8 weeks. Age doesn't close the door, it just makes consistency more important. Another comment, "I've tried everything, but my sleep is still broken. What's the point?" Gentlemen, I hear your frustration, but Harvard Medical School recently emphasized that even partial improvements, like going from 5 hours of sleep to 6, can restore hormone balance and cut heart risk. Progress, not perfection, is the game. A third viewer asked, "Isn't testosterone therapy the only real solution?" And the truth is, testosterone replacement has its place for some men. But the Lancet Diabetes and Endocrinology reports that lifestyle factors, like resistance exercise and better sleep, can restore testosterone naturally for many. Therapy should be a last resort, not a first step. And one more, "Doc, I feel like I've lost my drive, not just in the bedroom, but in life." To that I say you're not broken, you're just miswired. Your nervous system has been trapped in survival mode. The moment you begin rewiring it through breath, light movement, you'll see that spark return not only in performance but in purpose. Now I want to turn it back to all of you. What's the single biggest question you still carry about your health after 50? Write it below. You might just hear your own words in the next episode. And this naturally leads us into busting some of the most dangerous myths men were taught to believe. Ideas that keep them weak when the truth could make them strong. Final word and call to action. Gentlemen, here's the truth I want you to take with you. You are not broken. What you've been feeling, fatigue, restless nights, fading drive, is not weakness. It's simply your biology asking for the right signals. And science, from Harvard to Stanford, from Huberman lab to decades of clinical studies, has shown us this. Men at 60, 70, even 80 can rewire their nervous system, restore circulation, and rebuild strength. You've heard the tools, light, breath, movement, sleep, food. You've heard the myths shattered. And you've heard the story of a man who turned his life around not with magic, but with consistency. Now it's your turn. Before we close, let me ask one final thing of you. If this conversation spoke to you, hit that like button. Not for me, for you. Every like tells the algorithm men's health matters, that truth deserves to be heard. And I'll make you this promise. Those who step up, who leave a comment, who subscribe will not only gain knowledge, they'll gain community. And sometimes that's what makes the difference between fading and fighting. So comment below with your biggest question, your hardest struggle, or even just the word ready. Because when you do, you're not just joining a channel, you're joining a movement. From myself, Dr. Sterling Thorne, and our team at Evergreen Peaks Institute, I wish you clarity, strength, and the courage to keep walking forward. You are not past your prime. You